What does it take to disrupt an industry? What does it take to disrupt the software industry? An industry growing and evolving so quickly. Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Odoo founder, Fabien Pinckaers.
Welcome to this first day of Odoo Experience. I'm Fabien, I'm the founder of Odoo, and I'm very happy to see you here today. I'm also a bit nervous because it's the first time we have so many people. We have 58,000 attendees today. And so it really shows how important and how involved the Odoo community is. So I'd like to thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here and supporting us through the years. Thank you, the Odoo community. In this session, we'll talk about Odoo 14. And you know what? You are actually already using Odoo 14 because the platform you run now runs on Odoo 14. So all the features you will see in this online event runs Odoo 14. And we'll have thousands of things to show you. We'll have live community rooms where you can share knowledge with other community members. We have quiz and survey and goodies to offer you. We'll have cool features like interactive session, workshops, and all those things runs on Odoo 14. And for the rest of the features, we'll play a game together. You remember the books, Choose Your Own Adventure? We'll play this game together. So you will decide, you will play your own adventure. In order to do that, please click on the top left button on the survey right there. And you will choose what we should do. And here is the game. The board appointed you the CEO of Telsywood. Your mission is to digitize the company. So where do you want to start? Do you want to design a stunning website? Do you want to improve sales efficiency? Or do you want to launch social marketing activities? So do you want a great website? How do you want to run your own company? And let's see how you want to do. So let's see the votes. Okay. So I have to run my survey. Okay, let's skip that part. So let's say you all voted, we'll do that after. I believe we have too many people joining the experience. So our servers have some difficulties. Oh no, here it is. And so it looks like you all want to see how to build a beautiful website. That's great. I believe I was delayed because YouTube has a time frame between when I do something and when you show it. So we have a lot of people who want to build your website. And you know what's difficult when you build your own website? Is to make it beautiful, to make it great. And it's very important. You can ask a designer to do it, but every time you have to create a new page, it's very complex. You have to ask a designer. What we did for this new version is to ensure that every time you build a website or you build a new page for a marketing campaign or for the whole company, it gets very beautiful. And let's have a look. So we have a lot of new themes here. All the themes have been redesigned for version 14. They are all open source. So you can download the one you prefer. Let's go with this one. And you have a theme that follows your branding. You choose. We have theme for shops, for restaurant, for business corporate, for services company, for consulting, for pretty much everything. And so the system loaded the theme I wanted to see. And then let's create the page. So I'll start with a cover. I drag and drop a building blocks like this, and I get a cover. Very easy. Now when you click somewhere, you can say, okay, let's do Odoo Experience, like this. You have plenty of options on the right. So you could say, okay, I want 100% 8, or I want to remove the scroll down button like that, or maybe I want a parallax. Okay, I want a parallax like this, from bottom to top, or from top to bottom. Let's do it, and I can change the intensity of the parallax. Perfect, so I have a beautiful website here, and we have plenty of new building blocks. So let's drag and drop a title, and below the title, I'll use a text image, and after, probably an image text. And here it is, just a few minutes, I have a beautiful website based on my theme. But that's not all, we can do a lot of things. So let's say, for instance, these building blocks, I want to align it on the top, like this, and it's aligned perfectly with my image. You don't have to play with pixel perfect, we do the job for you. Let's click on this picture. Let's change the picture. Now you can search. You have no picture because we just started the website. So you can search on pretty much everything. So let's say I want a sunset. I search, and you have a database of royalty-free image that you can search on. So here are a lot of such sunsets, or maybe a music festival. And you have beautiful photos for pretty much everything. Let's pick a photo, like this one. Here it is. And of course, you have also a lot of options. So as you can see here, my photo is already optimized. He resized it to 690 pixels, which is the recommended size according to the page, because it's only one column of the page, so it's 690, did the job for me. But I can also improve the quality. You see here, this picture is 81 kilobytes. It's pretty big, and you want your web page to load fast. So you could say, okay, I will reduce a little bit the quality, and now I have 28 kilobytes. Or I can reduce it a lot, like this, and then I have only 3 kilobytes, but my picture is not very good in terms of quality, so let's increase it a little bit. Yes, that's perfect. And it's great because everything is in line. You don't have to open a software to edit your picture. Everything you do is in line, so you see it in your page, the final result. Or we can play with the filter. So we have plenty of filters here, like you want to blur, then, and you have plenty of filters, and you can see inline how it looks like. Or let's go further, and let's play with the custom filter. And now I can play with a lot of options to change the contrast, the saturation, the brightness, and you can adapt the way you want. And you can always go back. So let's say none, and I have my original photo. So it's great. You have the resize, the quality, the size, all the options on everything is inline, very, very easy to do. Okay, but that's not all. We also support shapes in the Odoo website builder. You see here the lines that you have in diagonal, these are shapes. Maybe I want to change them, so I'll change the shape, and you can change like this, very easy, or pick another one, or maybe go to another theme of shapes, or maybe some lines like this for a music festival, it's quite cool. Or you could say, I'd like to use shapes like these ones, bubbles. Let's pick the bubble. And the good thing is, as I said, we ensure that it always gets beautiful. So let's say you want a shape on this building block too. Just click on the shape icon here, and it connects a shape that perfectly matches with the other one. Of course, you can change, but out of the box, right away, it's perfect, it's beautiful like this. And everything follows my color theme. If you want, you can change the color theme. So let's click on the options here. Always the same, everything is in the right sidebar, very easy to do. And let's pick another column theme. You can pick color one by one or select one in your palette. So let's go for the orange one. And as you will see, everything changes. My title, my button, my shapes. So the whole design is perfect. Even the gray here that you see in the bottom, instead of being a gray background, there is a little bit of orange in the gray. So it's perfect because it really matches your theme. And the colors are always good. So let's say I want to change the background here. and I go for this, and you see the button and the title and the text, everything changed accordingly to ensure that whatever I do, it's always perfect. My buttons switch from one color to another based on the background color. So you don't need to be a designer to design something beautiful. Okay? Let's continue, let's change some color palettes. So let's go on the purple one. I love purple, of course. It's the color of Odoo. In this case, it's not the most. So let's go back to the red one. And you can really transform a website with the shape. So let's make some magic here. So let's say, okay, I will try another shape, like maybe this one. But the bottom color, I will customize it and I will put it in black, like this. And you see the shapes always, everything fits together, the button, the shape, everything. And then in the bottom here, I'll put another shape. Maybe I will remove this one, like this. And for the bottom here, I'll put another shape, which is more, I could actually use this one, it was good, like this one. But I will just convert the top in black. And when I do that, you see everything is perfect. And now you have shapes that connect to each other, right? Like that, that's perfect. And as you can see, you have a beautiful website. In just a few clicks, you change it, and everything matches perfectly. It fits my color palette and everything. Let's go further. Sometimes you don't want a music festival, but let's say you want to build a website for IT company or services. And let's say you want to use other types of photo, not photos, but illustration. Let's do it. Let's select illustration here, and let's search for something like mobile. And now we have a database of royalty-free illustration for those. And not only we have beautiful illustration, but these completely fit your color palette. So they are all red here because I have a red theme. Isn't it beautiful? Nothing to do, it just works. So let's pick one like this. And you see it matched perfectly. And let's do another one for this one. Let's search for an illustration, like, let's say home. And I get a beautiful illustration that works perfectly with my theme. And okay, let's complete that and add a shape in the bottom. So you can really customize everything. So let's create a shape for the bottom here. And let's use maybe this one. And I will flip it and turn it to black. Just like that. So I have a beautiful footer, as you see, that doesn't feel very straight. It's more, it fits better with my theme. So in a few minutes, you can design pages that are beautiful. I'm not a designer, but I'm actually quite proud of this. It just works, it's perfect. Like this. And you can customize everything. So let's say you want to customize the footer. Everywhere you click, you have a big configuration bar on the right where you can customize everything. So let's say you want to customize the footer. Just click on it, and you have plenty of options, like background color, like a template, a slide out effect, shadow, and so on. Let's pick another template, and let's say I want a lot of links in my footer, so I just click here, and I will get a lot of links in the bottom of my page. It's loading, and here it is. Now I have another footer with a lot of links that I can customize according to my needs. And you have that everywhere. You can also customize the footer, the header. So let's click there. You have plenty of templates, effects, so let's change something else. Maybe I want this to be over the content. So you don't have this white bar here. I will say over the content, and there is my content that goes in my header. That's perfect. And in just a few minutes like that, you can create websites. They are mobile friendly. It just works also on mobile. They have some effects. They are beautiful with shapes, colors, illustration, everything just works. And that's the magic, because as you don't need a designer anymore to design beautiful websites, they can just use the theme that a designer did for you. Anyone in your company can design them. And your workflow, your marketing workflow will be much better because of that. Imagine that your team, whenever they need a landing page, they just create a page, it's beautiful, they all fit the same branding, it's very good. Okay, let's continue. So now that we have a website, what's the next thing you want to do? People love a website, but the thing is, sales are not growing as expected. So what should we do? What do you think we should do? Should we convert more visitors? Should we convert more visitors more user into into leads? Should we? Oh, let's do that. Let's convert more visitors into leads. So I just click on edit here, and I'll create a new page. So don't edit, but create a new page. So let's click on new, and I'll create a new page. Let's say get a demo. It's a good way to generate some more leads. Let's create a demo. And we have now a lot of new building blocks. So of course you have the obvious one like title and things like that, but we have building blocks for pretty much everything. If you want a menu for your restaurant, just drag and drop a menu for your restaurant. If you want a chart or a graph, you can just drag and drop a chart or a feature page like this, or a chart like this, maybe not in the black, but, oh yes, it works in black too, because it works in all the color palettes. And then you can customize it. Let's say you want a second dimension. I create another one with some values like this, and you can build charts right in your web page, like an about us page when you want to show how many people you have or your revenues. Very easy. We have plenty of new building blocks ready for you. But if you want to convert more users into leads, let's just create a form. It's very efficient, a call to action. So let's create a form, and I pick the form building block, and I drag and drop it here. And as usual, you have plenty of options. So if I click on the form, all the option appears, and I can choose what I want. I want a form that sends an email or that creates an opportunity. Let's say a form that creates an opportunity. And then all the options change. So I can assign to a sales team, like Europe, or I can assign to a salesperson, like Mitchell admin. And now all the leads will be directly assigned to this sales team or this salesperson. And then I can customize the form. Let's say I want this shorter, like this, and after the name I want the company, so I'll move it from here to here, and let's make it shorter so that I can put it here. And I want to add some fields maybe, so I just create a new field here, plus, and I can decide the type. Is it a text field, a phone number, a checkbox, a selection field, or I can even use all the fields for my object. So let's say I want to add on my opportunities the tags, like this, and I will name this, it's not tags, it's your interests. Okay, like that. And let's customize it. They are interested in our services, in our design service, in training, consulting, and other. Perfect, like that. And in just a few minutes, you create your own website so that you will be able to convert your visitors into leads. So let's save that. And now we can create some people can fill the form, and it will create business opportunities in your system directly. So like this, like this. Perfect. And it's fully integrated with the CRM because I choose to connect this form with my CRM. Okay, now that we have done that, there is more. On the website builder, it's much faster than before. So you remember in version 13, we improved the website builder, and we made it, we improved the ORM, so the backend of Odoo, and we made it much faster than the preceding version. In this version, we improved the front end. The front end is much faster than before. And you can look at it on different pages. On static page or on the home page, it's close to 4 times faster. On the contact us, 3 times faster. On the blog page, 2.5 faster. So it's much, much faster than before. On average, all the web page you have on your website will be 3.42 times faster than before to render. And that's very good for the SEO. That's very good because Google judges the speed of your website in order to rank you in its searches. All right, so what is the next step? Now that we have a good website and we have some CRM, and we want the salespeople to be more efficient on the CRM. So how can we help them be more efficient when the opportunities appear? And you can decide between we do lead enrichment, so they don't have to look on LinkedIn or Facebook to get more information about the leads. We do some analysis and we enrich the leads automatically for them. Or maybe they need an Outlook connector because they spend time on Outlook. Or a calendar integration because they spend a lot of time synchronizing the Google or the Outlook calendar. And it looks like you want to do some lead enrichment. I get it, because salespeople are wasting a lot of time to try to qualify the leads. If we can save that for them, we'll save them time so that they can spend more time selling. So let's do it. Let's go to my CRM. Here it is. And I will check one of the opportunities as an instance. Let's say here. So when you have an opportunity, based on the email address of this company, let's say I put an email address here. Usually the email address comes from the website or from the email you receive, because emails create opportunity. You just have a very simple button here, enrich. And in just a few seconds, all the information about this company appears on the right. So you have 90 employees, that's a company of around $50 million per year. So it's very efficient. They don't have to look at information for this company. They get everything right away. Of course, you can make it automatic if you want. But that's not all. There are a lot of improvements on the CRM. One that I really like is the new list view. This is a new list view. That is the list of activities, very useful. For the salespeople, it's like a to-do list where you have all your things to do, and you can pick one and then send an email, send an SMS, or snooze it. Or you can do it in mass, in batch. You select several, and then you launch a batch of things. Yeah. And then you can and this list is dynamic. So you can click here and say, okay, it's done, like that. And you can directly interact in the list without having to click and go on the business opportunity. But that's not all. The CRM also supports recurring business. So let's say you have an opportunity here. If you configure it that way, you could say, I expect a revenue of 40,000K. That's a good deal. But in addition to that, I will have 1,000 monthly. So we have a CRM now for recurring business, for SaaS companies, for if you sell subscription. It's very efficient. All right, so we have a great CRM. And I've seen a lot of people wanted to vote for Outlook too. It's close to a lead enrichment, so let's show Outlook too. So I go to the Outlook connector, and now we have a connector for Outlook. So I can click on any email in my Outlook. Just click here on the right, and it connects to a database of companies. So you have the same enrichment mechanism that I showed you in the backend in Outlook. So you have all the information you need on the company in Outlook, but on top of that, it's completely linked to your CRM. So I can add this contact to my CRM, or if we have an opportunity for this guy, we can push the email so that we have a full traceability of everything happening with this lead in my CRM. And it's just in one click. So if I select another one here, need information about this prospect, just click and you get everything right away in your Outlook. In addition, we support integration with Google, Outlook, and so on. Right, so now we have a good system. We have something that's like we start to sell like crazy. We have our website that generates some leads. We have a CRM where we can enrich the lead, work efficiently with the next activities, and Outlook connector. Everything is well integrated together. And now it's time to improve our operation. So you can click on the top left button here and vote for what do you want to do now. Do you want that we improve the services activities? Or should we improve the way we do warehouse management? Or should we start putting barcode scanner in the warehouse in order to pick faster or to do inventories faster and so on? And that's a good thing about Odoo is that whatever you issue, there is always a module that will help you save time and improve the operations. So it looks like people want to see more about the warehouse management system. That's good. I love the warehouse management. But there are a lot of people who want to see service activities too. Barcode scanner seems to be less. But you know what? For this question, I'm going to do an exception. Because it's critical for every business, because we are talking about operation, let's have a look at the tree, and I will start with the warehouse management. So let's improve our warehouse management system. So now when you go to inventory, there is one feature that I really like in the new version. And you know what it is? It's the replenishment list. So for now, it's empty. I have no replenishment to do. but you will see that it's everything now in the inventory of Odoo is real time. So it's recomputed real time, and you will see all the replenishments to do appearing here. One thing I like also in the new version is that when a list is empty, it shows you how it will look like. So you see records in the back with buttons so that you can understand how it will look like with some explanation here. So the replenishment is like the minimum stock rule, as you can see here. You have a minimum and a maximum stock and a lead time to procure the different products. And based on this lead time, we check the future forecast of the stock. And if it's below the safety stock, then we will reorder to get to up to the maximum that you would like to get. And that way you have no issue. So for now it's empty, but let's create a sale order. Let's create a sale order and see how it will evolve. So I'll create a sale order for a customer like this one. And I will choose some products like this product here, and I will sell 3 pieces. And as you can see here, it's red. It's red because I don't have enough inventory for this product, so I can click on it. And you see I have 0 quantity in my stock. So normally I shouldn't sell that because I have nothing. But let's do it. Let's say the salesperson confirm and force the sale, because I mean sometimes you have to sell even though we don't have the product. And let's see what's happening now in my replenishment system. When I go to the replenishment list now, I have some data that will appear. And it creates for me automatically list of replenishments to do, as you can see here. And then you have proposition that you can launch automatically. And for each proposition, you can decide if you want to buy or manufacture. So you do your make or buy strategies, the minimum and the maximum quantities. And then you can launch the rules so that it automates the procurement of these products. All right. So that's for the inventory management. But one of the great things in the new inventory system is the way we manage the availabilities of the products. So let's pick an order. Let's say I go to my order and I pick an order. I think I prepared one, the 29 one. So let's search 29 like this, and I have an order here. And as you can see, I have nothing in this inventory for this order. It's red. So I cannot deliver my customer. So I can click and get more information. And as you see, the products are not available. So it's a bit of an issue because I have to deliver one, but it's not available. If you need more information, just click on it and you get the inventory report. And you see that my sale order 29, it don't have enough inventory. It's not available because I have 5 products in my stock currently, inventory on hand, but those are allocated to others' sales order. So they will ship later on. But let's say this customer is really a priority. So I want to increase this priority. So instead of being red here, I will just click on improving the priority, and now it gets available. So it's very good. You can manage your priorities, change the date, because it will put this one first and then allocate the thing after. And if you have purchase order, you will see which purchase order will bring the product for this one. So now it's very clear. I see that my products are available. And you get that everywhere in Odoo. In pickings, in manufacturing order, you have the system will always tell you if the products are available, when they will arrive, so you know when they are expected to arrive. And you can always reschedule the priorities, either by putting a high priority here, or by changing the scheduled date on top of that. All right, so we have seen how to improve the inventory. Another way to improve the inventory is to put barcode in your warehouse. So let's have a look at the barcode scanner interface, the new app of Odoo. And you know what's very important in order to do a great barcode interface is to make it fast. It has to be very fast. When you scan, tuk, 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 you don't want to have latency time because of a network. You don't need a connection. And in order to be fast, the best way is to be disconnected and connected because you need the information in real time. But if the network is not accessible, you don't want every time that an operator scans something that you have a connection. And that's great with the new application of Odoo is that it's disconnected, it's very fast, but it also supports all the flows. All your flows are picking, inventory adjustment, shipping. All the different flows are supported by your barcode interface. And let's have a look at a few of these flows. And let's have a look at the picking strategies. So I had to pick some because we improved a lot of things, but let's have a look at the picking strategies. And when you do picking, like when you are in the operator in a warehouse, there are different ways of doing your picking. Either you can do wave pickings. So you have different areas, and you split all your products that you have to pick for the day in different zones. Zone 1, 2, 3. And you have 3 operators bringing the product from the zone 1, others from the zone 2 and zone 3. And they bring all the products in a consolidation area, which is for shipping and packing, where you do your packages. That's what we call wave picking. It's supported in Odoo using the routes that you put on every product. But we also now support batch picking. That's a different approach, where you have a lot of orders, and you pick everything you need for these orders and bring this product. So you go on all the areas, and you bring this product to the shipping and packaging area. And there you do the package. Or we could do cluster picking. Cluster picking is when you do the same. It's like batch picking. You pick a lot of orders at once. But when you pick, you directly put in some box that are linked to the order, so that your order are ready. You don't need to package, spend more time packaging after. So let's have a look at some of these strategies. And for this, I have my trolley. Here it is. And I'll pick some products. So I turn on my barcode scanner. And let's start with batch picking. So for that, I have to show you in Odoo, of course. Here it is. In Odoo, let's go to the barcode interface, like this. And let's do some operations. So let's start with a batch picking. So usually you scan a batch like this, and you see everything you have to do. Here we see that we have 2 different orders, one that is red, one that is green. So we'll pick items for 2 orders in one operation. And I have to do what he says me. So he first asks me to bring this product, and I have to scan some of them. So I have to scan 10 of them for my picking, like this. And when I will reach the 10, you will see, so I'm at 9, this product goes in the bottom, so just you know it's done, and you can pick the second one. So the second one is this. So I'll pick it, like this. And I have to pick all my items, so how many I have to do, I still have 3 to do, like this. And when it's done, it goes in the bottom. And then I have to do my third product. And all these products belong to different orders. So we'll pick several orders at once, so that when you go in the warehouse, you don't have to do the full pass for each order you have to pack. So I'm scanning my picking. And when it's done, you see I have to validate it. I can scan a specific barcode in order to validate, like this. And that's validated. And then I bring my tray to the packing area, where they put the product and they put it in some packing, and they do the picking and shipping. Hopla. And let's continue. Let's try another one. Let's try another method, which is the batch picking. When you do a batch picking, you first want to scan a batch. And that's cluster picking. It's a little bit different. Now it tells me that I have to scan this product, like this. And this product, I have to put it in a specific box. So I have to choose the box I want to use. So technically, when you do some batch picking, you have some boxes, 1 box per order. And so I have to scan my product for this order, and all the quantities I need. And then I have to put them 8, 9, and 10. And then I say, I put this in my order 1, like this. And then I pick the next one. And the next one is telling me, you have to scan this product. So I scan this product. And it's telling me, you see below, cluster pack 1, I have to put it in this box, the cluster pack 1. So I scan my items, like this. Right? One more. And then it tells me I have to put it here. So I say I put it in the same box because it belongs to the same order. And then I have to scan the last product, which belongs to another order. So it's not telling me in which box I should put it, because it's a different box. So I can choose one of my available box for my different orders here. So I scan the different quantities, 10, and I say, okay, I put that in this box. like this. And now it's complete. You see the validate button is green, so I can validate that and bring my different orders. And the good way with that is that now every order is ready. I have all the products for the order 1, which is here, and all the products for the order 1, which is here, 2, which is here, so that it's easy to do the packing, and then we can ship. Okay, let's continue. And now that we have improved the way we do inventory, let's improve the way we do the services. And you know what's painful when you are a consultant and you have to do service for a company? There is one thing that nobody likes in the service industry, and try to write in the chat what you think it is. It's timesheet. Nobody likes timesheet. It takes time, it's painful, but it's necessary. It's necessary to invoice the clients and to check your cost according to the different projects. But the good news is, now we made it fun. Now timesheet becomes much funnier than before. So let's go to the timesheet app. And these are the projects I worked, or I have to work on, or I worked in the past on. And you see on the left is showing me some shortcuts. So that's a system we use in several menus in Odoo, is to have shortcuts so that you can quickly record operation. And you can press on the shortcut you want. Let's say I want to start doing some research and development. Just B, and that's it. I have a counter, and it's registering my time on this project. And if I switch to the project F, I just press F, and that's it. And it's super fast. It's fun. It's great. You don't waste time doing some data entry. And if you want to record Y, you can press something, enter, another letter, and that's it. Everything is very, very fast. That's not all. Let's say at the end of the day, I know I worked 6 hours 30, but I only counted 6:15. So I'd like to add 15 minutes on different projects. So all you can do is to press Shift, and now the text change. You see, it says press a letter to add 15 minutes. So if I want to add 15 minutes on on one of the operations, like the A, I just press that, and now I have 6:30 that appears. So it's very fast, and you record that your timesheet much faster. It's even fun. When I was starting to play with this, I was doing it a lot because it's very fun. So we made something that was a waste of time fun and much better for the consultant because they have to record their timesheet every day. Of course, it still supports recording data very fast, like an Excel sheet like this. We still support all the traditional ways of recording the data. All right, but there is another thing where we can save time for a consultant. So consultant, they basically do timesheet where they work for their customer. But sometimes you also have to meet customer or travel for some specific project, so you have to record your expenses. Let's have a look at the app. So if I go to expense, you have now a beautiful screen that explains you how the expenses are working. So you see here, I have to report expense, then my manager will validate them, and then I will get reimbursed for the expenses I did on some projects. And you have some explanation. In order to record the expense, you can create manually, or you snap a picture with your mobile. Very easy, just take a picture. And so you have a photo that explains, and you can download the app, either for the Google App Store or Google Play, you choose. And in order to show you, you can also use the button here, try a sample receipt that does exactly the same than when you have an app and snap a picture, it's exactly the same. So let's imagine that I snap a picture, I choose one of the receipts, like this one, and here it is, boom. Everything is recorded in real time. So it uses our artificial intelligence engine. So we scan the photo, extract the data for you, so that you don't have to waste time recording. It's just instant. You snap a picture with your mobile, that's it. You can drop the paper, you don't need anymore, you become a paperless company, and everything is filled by Odoo automatically. So that's good. We even detect if the category, if it's a lunch or if it's an expense for travel, everything is detected, the bank account is detected automatically based on your habits. So it's very efficient. Because of that, because of the timesheet and the expense, we help people save a lot of time in their operation. All right, so let's continue. Now that we have the operations running, what's happening? we have different possibilities. So you choose, you go and click on the top left green button there, if you are not on the page, and you can answer the survey. What is the next bottleneck in our manufacturing line? Is it component shortage? Is it inaccurate bill of material? Or is it handling of priorities? You know, you always have issues with priorities. There is always change in any manufacturing line. There are some emergency products that are missing, or bill of material that are not accurate. It's not easy to manage. So operators in the manufacturing line, they need a great tool in order to manage that for them. So let's see, it's tight between the inaccurate bonds and the handle priorities. It looks like people have more issues with handling the priorities in the manufacturing. So let's go and do the handling of priorities. That's a very good choice. That's something I like. So let's go, let's do it. And let's see how Odoo will help you improve the way to manage your priorities in the manufacturing. So I go into manufacturing and I pick a manufacturing order. Let's say this one, the next one. And as I explained to you already, is that you see here, I have some products that I need to consume, and you see which one are reserved. And nothing is reserved, otherwise I would see 2 pieces here, but nothing is reserved for now. But I have an overview of where the products are. These 2 are available. That's great, they are green. But these 2 I have a problem, because I have to do my manufacturing order for October 8, but they are expected to arrive in the warehouse on October 10. So I'm already 2 days late. And it's very good because Odoo will tell you before it's happening. I mean, we are September 30. So I already have 11 days of visibility on that. And if you want to understand that, just click on it. Just click there and you get more information about this. And you see that I have two items in your inventory on hand. That's good. So I could use these 2. But they are used for the sale order 42. So the sale order 42 will use these 2 products. And then I have a purchase order coming in with 10 pieces. And amongst the 10, 1 will be used by the sale order 42 because it needs 3. And 1 will be used by the manufacturing order 2. But when you see that, you could say, okay, that's not efficient because, okay, I agree the sale order should need the products before because you need them for October 7 and my manufacturing order is on October 8, so he has the priority. But maybe I'd like to change because I don't want to have a back order here. So I want the sale order 42 to be shipped in 1 package. But even though it needs 3 items, I only have 2 in the inventory. So I could say, okay, I will allocate these ones to my manufacturing order, and the sale order 42 will use from the next purchase order that will arrive in October 10. So let's do that. It's very easy. So if I come back to my manufacturing order, you see here that I cannot manufacture and I will be late, it's red. So you expect the goods to arrive, the components to arrive on October 10. But if I say, okay, put a priority on this, now it's available and these ones are not available, but they are expected to arrive on October 5. That's perfect, it's orange because I need them for October 8. So I know that this manufacturing order now won't be a blocking point. You could either change the priority here or change the date and say, okay, I will improve the priority by decreasing the date. And we could check. So I have a purchase order 15 that will arrive on October 5th, and for 4 products, and they will be used by my manufacturing order. That's perfect. And the other one here, the sale order will use products from the purchase order 15 and the purchase order 14. So you have a perfect visibility on your inventory. You see where it's good, when it's red. You have some warnings, some alerts. I didn't show you the alerts, but you have alerts if it's late. You have a replenishment report that triggers automatically if needed. So, and all those things are real time. You can reschedule real time, change the priorities. If something has to be purchased or manufactured, there is a replenishment rule that appears in real time. So it's very, very efficient. All right, so we have seen how we can handle the different priorities. That's not all. We did a lot of improvement in the manufacturing orders. So as an example, you can now modify a manufacturing order. You can even create manufacturing order without having a bill of material. So let's say you do engineering to order when you design products for each order. You can easily fill in the manufacturing order without creating a bill of material, or you can update quantities easily. It's way more flexible than before. I really like that part. The manufacturing was a complete rescheduling of everything. All right, so now we have the manufacturing that is running perfectly. Let's have a look at the next things. Once we handle the priorities, we have now the overall equipment efficiency report that shows a downtime due to material availabilities. How we will improve that. So there may be different causes. What do you want to do? Do you want to prevent shortage? Do you want to improve OTD? That's very important when you are a buyer. OTD is on-time delivery. It's the efficiency of your vendors. So maybe it's not your fault, but the fault of your vendors. Or you want to do more vendor follow-ups. You know, in every purchasing department, the follow-up of your order is probably what takes most of time for your team. Wow, it's very tight. You are between follow-ups or OTD and prevent shortage. And it looks like improving the on-time delivery of your vendor is what matters for you. I'll give you a few seconds more because there is a gap between what I'm doing here and what you see in YouTube. But it looks like the majority wants to improve the on-time delivery rate of the vendor. And that's very important because for the ones who worked in the purchasing department, you always have the same issue. Most of the time that a buyer spends is about doing some follow-ups. You have to send an order, call your vendor to be sure he received the order. And after that, you have to call him 10 days before the receipt to be sure that it's going to be received on time. And so the follow-up of all your orders when you are in manufacturing or in retail could be a lot of time. So let's have a look at how we will improve the OTD, on-time delivery of your vendor. And for this, I go to the purchase application. So we now have a beautiful dashboard with all the KPIs you need to manage your orders. And you see what's priority, what's late, what you should send to vendor, what has been confirmed to vendor. So you have alerts and KPIs on everything so that it's very easy to see if a vendor missed an order. And let's create a new purchase order. So I select a vendor, this one. I select, let's buy some products, like this. And right away, you see, when I select the vendor, it's telling me that I have 0% on-time delivery. That means that this vendor always delivers me late. So that's probably not a good vendor. So let's get with another one. This one is better. I have 100% on-time delivery. So it is really reliable. I can click on it and get more statistics. You have a dashboard about all the statistics about your vendor. And if it's not good, let's say it's 50% or so, you can click on this checkbox, ask confirmation 1 day or 5 days before. And the system keeps up with all your data so that it automates it for the next orders we'll do to this vendor. So what does it mean is that 5 days before we expect to receive the product, he will receive an email asking him to confirm that he will ship on time so that if you have an issue, you will notice it a few days before. And we can confirm and send this order. When you confirm the order, it's a new feature too. You can click here if you need to have a sample of the email. When you confirm the order, there is an acknowledgement email that is sent to the vendor. So we send an email to the vendor. Here is the order. Please click on this button to confirm you received the order. So it's very efficient because after that, you have a list of all the purchase orders that have not been confirmed. You know, it happens all the time. You send an order, they missed it or they failed to record it in their system, and then you are 2 months late because you notice it after 1 or 2 months. That's bad. With Odoo, every time you send an order now, we ask an acknowledgement if you activate it for the vendor, of course, and so that you can have a look at what has been acknowledged automatically by your suppliers. And a few days before the receipt, the vendor will receive an email that looks like this. We sent you the purchase order 6. It's expected for the 17th of October. Please confirm it will be delivered on time. If you click yes, you will see in your dashboard that everything is okay. If you click no, I won't be able, I'm going to be late. He is redirected to the portal and he can set the new estimation for his delivery. And then you get an alert or not, depending if it's still on time or if it's not on time. But if it's not on time, you get an alert. If it's still on time, you decide if you want to receive the alert or not. So all the follow-ups from the time you send the order to the receipt, So just a few days before the receipt are fully automated. And that's very, very efficient. All right, so now we improve the purchasing. Let's continue. So now we have a company that is growing like crazy. We have the website that generates leads, and then it brings to the CRM. And then because we get a lot of business, we improved the way we manage the operations. But now the business is growing. It's scaling like crazy. And you know, when you scale your business like crazy, you start to have difficulties to manage. At some point, things feel not under control. And I know what I'm talking about because we grow from 1 to 1,000 employees in just a few years. So at some point, you need data to manage your business. You need to understand what's happening in your company. So what do you want to do? We have new sales forecast or budget for financial people, or you want to see a business intelligence, a generic system where we analyze all the data of your company and you can manipulate the data and do whatever you want with this data, a very generic system. And on this question, it looks like it's obvious. You all want to see the business intelligence reporting engine of Odoo. So let's have a look at how we will dig in your data so that you can make the right decision based on that. So for this, let's go on any menu. It works on all the application of Odoo. And let's go on the CRM. And let's start with a pivot table. So now the pivot table, just for your record, are 14 times faster than in version 13. So because we developed everything with the OWL framework, the new JavaScript framework of Odoo, so in some areas we have had a lot of improvement in terms of speed, and more specifically in the pivot table, it's very, very fast now. So let's create a pivot table with the data that interests me. So maybe I should do that by conversion rate and then by months, like this. Or by expected closing by months, or I have more data like that. And you just do the pivot table to get the data you need. And if you want to do some business intelligence report on that, there is something very, very cool. And for that, I have to explain you. You know, everyone wants to do business intelligence, but business intelligence used to be very complex. You need a data warehouse, and then you need some ETL, and then you need to create cubes. Where you have how you want to visualize this data. And usually it costs a lot. You need some developers to do that. Sometimes it's even more expensive than deploying an ERP. But at the end, we were wondering, we want business intelligence. We want the users to be able to report on anything in their database. But we want it to be very easy. We want it to be like this on a tool that they used to, something they used to do every day. And the magic happens because now what we have done is that you can take this data and put it in a spreadsheet. And it's not an import-export like you would do with a traditional Excel or Google Drive or Google spreadsheet. It's a real integration. The spreadsheet is in Odoo. It's not Microsoft Office or it's not Excel. And so I have all my data here. And because they are here, they are live, I can easily add a column and add some targets. Let's say I want some targets on my opportunities. And I put my numbers. So it's great because you have data that are coming in from the system, and you have custom data that you can enter yourself, and you can customize your dashboard. So let's drill down like this. And then because this is some manual data, I'll put it in yellow, and then I will add a new column for the performance. Performance, and the performance is equal to this divided by the expected revenue, like this. And it's in %, of course, and we drop it like that. So here, it's great because I have data from my system plus data that I record myself, and everything is the same dashboard. And let's do some conditional formatting here. So format, conditional formatting. If it's higher than 100%, so let's say higher than 100%, I want to put it in green because we overachieved, and that's good. Like this. So I see where I'm good at and what are the months where I have some difficulties. We'll not put the bad months in red, nobody likes that. But here are my data. But that's not all. If you, let's say you want to analyze this data, you could say, okay, I'd like to analyze this by salesperson or sales team or whatever. You pick any model. And you have access to all the models of Odoo. Let's pick the sales team. Sales team here. You have access to all models and all fields of Odoo right in your spreadsheet. So let's save. And now I can select a sales team, like America, and I see the numbers based on this sales team. And I will add the Europe one, and I get the numbers based on this sales team. So all the data are improved automatically. When I switch, you see all the data change. It's very, very efficient. But that's not all. You can use any formula, like VLOOKUP, it's like a regular spreadsheet. You can load millions of cells in the system, and it's extremely fast because we don't render a page. It render only what's visible on the screen. When you scroll with real millions of records, you can open your general ledger or whatever. It's very, very fast. But on top of that, as I said, we can report on everything. So let's go to the document application where the spreadsheet belongs. And now when you create a spreadsheet, we also have templates for you, but you can also create your own templates. So we have templates for basically everything. Let's say I want to analyze the monthly recurring revenue and non-recurring revenue pipeline. I just pick a template, create, and I have a template that is created for me automatically. Of course, you can create it yourself too, and the template uses several pivot tables. So you can bring different pivot tables in the same report. So you bring the data you need, put it in the spreadsheet, and then change everything you want. And the template is dynamic. So if I want this revenue by salesperson, you will see here that everything adapts automatically to my salesperson. So I have my actual and my target for this salesperson, but if I change and I put mark demo, I have others actual and other targets. And everything changed. So I could say, because I don't have target in Odoo, I only have target in my spreadsheet, I could say, okay, I will change the target of admin. And if I come back here, I have the target of Mark, but if I do admin, I'll have the reporting with 20K as a target. So it's very efficient because you can design with data coming from the system. It's real time. So now if I close an opportunity, I will see the data evolving. So you don't need to import, export, change. You can create as many filters as you want. Let's say I want the same thing, but for 2019. I click and I have the number of 2019. So very, very efficient. But that's not all. Let's have a look at other templates. So let's create a new one. Let's create a spreadsheet. And now I'll get a dashboard because you can create graphs and dashboard and pretty much everything you need. And so this is a dashboard based on my CRM. And because it's a spreadsheet, you can drag and drop and say, okay, I want to check the win-loss ratio. So I copy or remove that, I put it here, and I will divide it by the one of the year like this. And that's my win-loss ratio, like this. And because it's a big KPI, I'll put it in big and in percentage, like this. Maybe some space like this. And so you can design your full dashboards with all the data coming from Odoo live. They automatically update, and it's very, very easy to do. And you can very easily drag and drop, add some data from the pivot. If you right-click, you have the pivot table are still there, and you can insert cells from a pivot table, let's say here, and I will get this data, and you can insert KPIs wherever you want in your spreadsheet. So that's very efficient because it's a tool that we all know. Okay, all right, but that's not all. In order to have clean reporting, you also need to have clean data. You can have the best reporting engine of all time. If your data are not clean, it doesn't work very efficiently. You can only extract the knowledge according to the quality of your data. And for that, we have a new application. You see here, the data cleaning application. It will help you to clean your data automatically. So let's have a look. So I go to the data cleaning application, and you can configure some models on how you want to clean them. And I configure the rule to automatically deduplicate the contacts. So as you can see here, it finds that these two contacts, Mitchell admin and Mitchell admin in your company, have the same email, same name, everything. So it's proposing me to merge them. And I see I have a similarity of 80%, so it recommends me to merge them. And I can decide which one is the primary, and it will merge all the records that I have on this one in this one, so that I have a consolidation of the data on this same customer. So I can choose to merge or discard. Let's merge it. And now I have only one contact for these two people. And you could do the same for every model. Here I have leads and opportunities that I can clean in one click. I can select and merge everything. And you see you have different similarity. So this one is only 68%. So he's not sure that these belong to the same person, but it looks like, but this one is a little bit different. So he estimates 68% of similarity. These ones, he are sure that it's the same customer, so he recommends that we merge these two opportunities. And you can configure your own rules. So let's have a look at one of the rules. You can configure and do it manual, as I did. So the system makes recommendation and you decide if you want to apply them or not. Or you can make it automatic, and then the system will do everything for you, will clean your data, and that allows you, but you have to put a threshold. You say, okay, only do it if you are 95% certain that this data can be consolidated. And that's very useful. You know, in marketing, when you do campaigns, you have different sources, different campaign, medium, and you have to clean this data in order to extract quality reporting. So Odoo is very good because it puts everything in the same database, whether it's for marketing, CRM, sales, accounting, invoicing, everything is in the same database. Now, not only the data is accessible, it's also easy to extract quality knowledge because of these two modules. The spreadsheet application the spreadsheet feature belongs to the document application, and there is a new data cleaning application that's very useful too. All right. So now we have done our business intelligence. So we have a great company. We start to have great reportings on everything. Our operations are like crazy. Sales are booming. What's the next thing we should do to improve our efficiency? And usually it's when the company scales like that, because it has a great software like Odoo, the next people who will suffer are the administrative ones. They are overloaded. So what do you recommend that we should do in order to help our administrative people? So we can help them digitize the document. That's very important, specifically now during the pandemic. You need to work digitally with electronic document. Should we help them to record their bill or to process their incoming email? And now it looks like it's balanced between incoming email and digitalizing the document. And I'll let you a few seconds because of the delay with YouTube. For the ones who didn't see it, you can vote using the top left link there. And it looks like one of your main issues with administrative people today is to digitize document. Yeah, that's very important. We work remotely. It's the future to work remotely. So you don't want paper everywhere anymore. People are spending too much time to print paper, to sign them, to scan them, to put it in document management system. We want to automate the digitalization of our documents. So let's do it. Let's digitize our documents. So let's go to the document app of Odoo. And I'll go to my inbox. And I see here in my inbox, I have a PDF with a lot of different documents. And usually it comes from either by email. So you have a mail gateway that every email sent arrives here, or a scanner. For instance, at Odoo, we have a company that scans your documents, so no paper enters our building. We have a company that scans all the documents. We rerouted our mail address to them, and they scans everything, and it enters in the system automatically by email or other mechanism. And so you have this PDF with all the documents of the day, and the administrative people have to process it. And that's very easy. So as you can see here, I have different documents. Those ones are bills. You can click and check. It's a bill, it's an invoice. That's an invoice from Google. Or this one is an invoice from Google too. These two belongs to the same document, so I won't split here. But this one is not a bill. It's like a letter for the legal department. So I'll uncheck it. So I have all my bills here, 3 different bills plus one, which is in 2 pages, and I can just click on send, create to bill, and that's it. Now the documents are sent to our artificial intelligence engine, and they are processed automatically by your system. The bills are created in your accounting. All the accountant have to do is just to validate. Nothing else to do, no paper to move, no validation requests. And you can actually configure your own workflow. These buttons are configurable. You put whatever you want to customize your own workflow. And this one, I'd like someone to send to sign it in the legal department. So we'll just click on send to legal, and that's it. My documents are processed. So it's very easy with this magic tool where you can process a bunch of documents in just a few clicks. It's very fast, so it will save a lot of time for you administrative people. All right, so now we start to have efficient management of our documents or internal process. What will be the next thing we want to do? We have a company that is running like crazy. We have seen that we can design beautiful websites, do some marketing to bring some leads on our website. And as the company grows, our challenges evolve. Maybe now we have to manage all the buildings we have and build an app for real estate management. So let's see, what do you want to customize? Should we create an app to manage the new things completely from scratch? Should we customize the workflow, like a workflow engine? Should we customize purchase order forms or graph? You need some statistics or reporting on the purchase order. And it looks like you all want to customize your workflow. That's obviously very important. As you grow, you barely have workflows. But when you start to have 500 employees or so, you need to make some steps, more validation and so on. So let's do it. Let's customize our workflow. So for that, I'll use the Studio application. And I will customize any document. It works on anything. So let's take purchase orders. And I use this purchase order. And this, you see this one, it's $57,000. It's huge. I don't want people to confirm such a big order in just a click. For that volume, I'd like to have a purchase manager that confirms. You see here, I can, in one click, validate and send that to my supplier. So what I want to do is once this order, once I get a quotation from my vendor, let's send it by email. My confirm button here, I want to create a workflow. If the order is bigger than $10,000, I want a validation from my manager. If not, a regular buyer can do the job. And for this, I will use the Studio tool. So I click on the button, and now I can customize my workflow right in Studio. So let's say, for all my order, I want a purchase user, buyer should approve. So a regular user can create request for quotation, but only someone for the purchasing department can approve. And I'll create another rule like this. And I will say, let's use another group, maybe purchase manager, like this. If order bigger than 10K, validation by manager is required. So you can explain your process so that the user have information about how the process works directly here. And you could say, okay, it's a different user or it's the same one, or create a approval rule. And I'll create some conditions. And I'll put some condition here. If the total of the order is higher than 10,000, like this, then I need a request management. And as you can see here, I now have two small icons because I need two people to click to confirm this order. So let's close that. And now my software is customized. So because I am a purchase manager, I can go here and click on that. I didn't ask that it's two different people. You could have checked the box and say it's two different people. Because I didn't do that, I can either refuse or say, okay, I agree, and directly approve this order. So the system won't let me approve unless the people who have the right to do it did it. That's for a large order, but let's change my order and say, okay, it's only 2 items. As you can see now, it's only $5,000. And now only 1% is necessary in order to approve. So in one click, I can approve, and it's written who approved the order. So you can customize all your workflow just like that in a few minutes. It's very, very easy to do. We also have new tools to create your own apps. We have improvements in the maps view, in the calendar view, pretty much everywhere. But we have 200 sessions today in order to show you all the new feature. So let's move on to the next things. Okay. Oh, by the way, the invoice recognition system is now at 96%, and 96% and we include new fields like multiple lines, multiple tax, multiple dates, payment from bank accounts. So when the bills are imported, managed by the artificial intelligence engine, you can already pay it in one click if we detect bank accounts. So it's very efficient. You don't even need to record every bank account, vendor. We do the job for you. Actually, Odoo does the job for you. All right. So that's it for a good introduction about Odoo 14. And now I have a very, very special guest. I have someone that everybody knows probably the most famous Odoo YouTuber of all time that's joining me to show you what's happening now. But before that, let's have a quick recap about Odoo 14 and how it does.
All right. The best all-in-one app suite to manage your business just got even better. Odoo 14 brings you a whole load of new and improved features for the apps you know and love. Here is a selection of my favorite ones. Let's make a website with our new website builder, shall we? We'll use this theme. This picture from the free library is perfect. Let's compress it for better image optimization. Now it's perfect. Purple for this theme fits nicely. Let's keep going. Look at that. The illustrations recolor themselves according to your theme colors. And the shapes bring your website's design to life in just one click. It's cool, right? Yeah, I like that too. Now, about our events. We can now create online events. Attendees can make a selection of talks they'd like to add to their list of favorites. And they can also interact with other attendees in meeting rooms. But it's time to get to work. To start recording my current activity, we press the corresponding hotkey. Or we can create a new one if needed. Being paperless isn't the future, it is the present. With documents, you take it to another level. Here we have a single PDF containing all our last vendor bills. We mail it to our database. To split the bills, we use the PDF cutter. These pages stay together, and I do not need these two. Let's send them to our accounting. The journal entry is already pre-filled thanks to Odoo's AI-powered invoice recognition system. This incredible OCR technology also works with expenses. Here's a business meal receipt. Odoo even recognizes the category of the expense. Ah, I love this part. Let's say we want to put this report in a spreadsheet. What should we do? Import? Export? Nope. We now have a powerful spreadsheet app integrated to Odoo. Don't even need to start from scratch. We can select the appropriate spreadsheet template and let the magic happen. Speaking of magic, we have to clean up the opportunities in the CRM. And voila, no more duplicates. I think you'll be pleased to know that CRM now handles opportunities with recurring revenues. Many of us work with Outlook. We've got good news. Odoo for Outlook gives the best of both worlds and bridges your mailbox with your Odoo database. And the calendars? Well, they are synchronized too. Scheduling appraisals is now easier than ever. And requesting peer feedback is a child's play. This leads us to rediscover surveys. With a live session, you get your attendees' answers in real time. Nice. Coffee wins this round. With this extra shot of coffee, let's check how the table's production is going on. Oh no, we don't have enough components to fulfill this manufacturing order in time. Well, let's give it the highest priority. Also, the customer requested that we add 2 drawers. Let's add the necessary components to the order on the fly. As easy as that. Managing our inventory with barcodes is better than ever. We get precise information about each operation, and adjusting quantities is quite simple with these convenient buttons. See how preparing this batch picking for 2 different packages was a walk in the park? While making a quotation for a customer, it is quite useful to check the stock availability and the forecasted stock. This forecast relies on accurate data. On any purchase order, we can check the reliability of the vendor based on previous orders, but also mail them automatically before the planned delivery date. In this email, the vendor is prompted to confirm or update the order's delivery date. Well, all this made me hungry. With the product configurator integrated into the point of sale, it is easy to select variants. Also, it is now possible to add a tip after having authorized the payment. Odoo. Intuitive design is what you get, for ease of use is what you deserve.
What a great version. And now, for the next few minutes, you will have Amy Caroline, our famous YouTuber, that I'd like to invite on stage to tell us what's going to happen now. Hello, Amy.
Hi, thank you, Fabien.
Hello.
Can I get a selfie with you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, next time you warn me before.
Okay, I'm going to take off my mask. Thank you, everyone who is out there joining us today for this first time online-only Odoo Experience. Today, we are going to have over 90 talks and workshops. And if you want to know where you can access them, you can go to the talks section of the website. Just click on the title of the talk that you're interested in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's just as easy as that. We have so many notable speakers this year covering a variety of topics. So we have some discussions geared toward developers as well as to industries. We have business and functional conferences. We have interactive workshops as well as customer testimonials. And if you're worried about missing any of these, don't worry, everything is going to be published on our YouTube channel directly after the event, so you can watch any and all of the events in your own time. I know I will be catching up on all of the talks that I will miss. We also have more than 50 exhibitors, so you can meet them by going to the exhibitors section of the events webpage. This year, we're also doing some quizzes after each talk, so you can answer some fun questions about the talk that you just watched, earn some points, and those points can give you the chance to win some exclusive Odoo shoes. That's right, this year we're pulling out all the stops and we're giving away 240 pairs of shoes in just 2 days. That's a pair of shoes every 3 minutes. It's crazy, and I'm sure you want to tweet about it, and if you do, please use hashtag Odoo Experience and show off all of your Odoo knowledge. Share your feelings, thoughts, and opinions using hashtag Odoo Experience. You can also go to the community section of the website where you can join a room, meet, and interact with Odoo experts from all around the world. So let's kick things off. We have 8 great talks this year. How to do an ROI analysis before choosing a new ERP. And we're just starting with these 8. Don't worry, we have plenty more, over 90 as I said. Instant printing of any report, the vendor tech solution. Tips and tricks on how to design breathtaking websites. An in-depth journey into Odoo's ORM. Becoming an Odoo expert, how to prepare for the certification. preparing supply chain management for post-COVID bounce back, advanced integrated HRMS and appraisal system, and last but not least, because I'm sure many of you are waiting for this, what's new in Odoo version 14 accounting. So go ahead and jump from talk to talk or stay for the entire discussion. The choice is yours. But go ahead and absorb as much information as you can. I know I will. Lastly, hi Mom, she's watching from Denver, Colorado today. Now, without further ado, let the talks begin.